Cody, I want to talk to you in just a minute about some of the accounts you've heard from witnesses too, but we have an update from Northside Hospital that we want to mention, saying that Northside Medical Midtown is going to be closed tomorrow, May 4th. All patient appointments are canceled. Absolutely understandable in light of all that has happened there today.
And Cody, you've been working your sources for the past several hours trying to get us new information. Where do things stand right now? What have you learned?
Well, right now, obviously, all attention is on finding this suspect. But here behind me at Northside, it's a homicide scene. They had multiple victims, so they have quite a lot of work ahead of them. And I've talked to several nurses. I've not put the camera in their face. I'm trying to be respectful. I'm just trying to get their accounts to share with you off camera, because a lot of them were taken just in front of me here to a real estate office where they were interviewed by police for the last couple of hours. They've been released slowly, some of them getting back into Northside to get their belongings so they can head home. And one story that really hit me was a woman I saw earlier. I've kind of talked back and forth with her. I got back on the scene and she gave me her perspective. She wasn't even supposed to be at work today. One of the other nurses called in, so she showed up here at Northside. She said she was in the back of the office, and all of a sudden this morning she heard a pop and then another pop. And she said at first she didn't think that's what it could be, and then all of a sudden she heard pop, pop, pop. And she said someone ran back to her and said active shooter, and they have a code for that, and they went into protocol. She ran to the front where that waiting room was. She said when she got there, one woman was already dead. They're on the floor. She saw another woman shot in the face. An elderly woman was also shot in the side. She said all she could do at that point was to help them, apply pressure to their wounds so they could get EMS up there and get them over to Grady. And she says it's just one of those moments where it's still not set in with her. I kind of watched her kind of walking the streets, and all of these nurses they've been hugging, and doctors, because again, yes, the patients that were shot, that I'm told were patients, their families now are dealing with this. But for everyone in this hospital, you know, it's going to take some time to really walk through what happened and then to deal with that. And for that woman, again, she wasn't even supposed to be here today. She just was filling in for a coworker. But that's just some of the perspectives we're getting from inside this office. The other thing I heard from another nurse was that they saw the suspect and his mom walk in this morning. They said when they walked in, they had already been bickering about something. They didn't really understand what was happening. But then the next thing they know, he was firing his weapon. His mom, obviously we've been reporting this, was not one of the victims here. She was taken out by police. She's being interviewed because what they're trying to figure out is what triggered this? What were they doing here this morning? And then how can they get him to give himself up? Because at the end of the day, they want no one else hurt, including him. Because at this point, this man has nothing left to lose, and he knows that. So a lot of investigations going on here at the same time. One, trying to figure out the background of this man. An investigation behind me. They have a homicide investigation on their hands. And then, of course, the manhunt that's underway right now. But when you talk to these nurses, again, you really get that perspective of just, you know, how scary it was. But they're heroes because they ran towards the front and they helped these victims, not knowing really what was going on. They followed those protocols, and it sounds like they did everything they could to save those patients who were shot this morning here at Northside.